Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday. That's what that means. Welcome aboard. Here we are, another Friday here. We're coming from New York City. That's where we originate. And the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. We're going to be around with you for the next hour. And if you have never had a chance to visit us before, well, we thank you so much for, if it's your first time, to be here as well. And you're just as important as anyone who has been here for a while. Let me explain how we work. Now, this show comes on every Friday at this time, depending on where you're from. It could be from another city, another country. Look at your clock, right? See your clock right there. That's what time we come on the air each week at this time on your time watch, right? We're coming on the East Coast. That's where we originate. So it's after 10 o'clock in the morning over here, but it could be elsewhere, wherever you are. But we thank you for being along with us. And we're going to be here, as I said, for a whole hour. Now, within that hour, we got a lot of things to talk about, and we want you involved in the show as well. Just like the people who have been here on a regular basis, they get involved, and you can talk to us as we talk to you. And of course, we'll give you an opportunity to make your point, and of course, an opportunity if there's something in particular like you want to talk about, we'll be able to just entertain all of those thoughts and ideas together. And that's what this show is all about, to get everybody involved. And you can get involved by just using your fingers and your keyboard on your computer, on your cell phone, and even your tablet or whatever device that you can use to get in touch with us and has a keyboard, and just type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen and I will answer you. And again, you can feel free to talk about anything you want. I'll see you. All you have to do is just say it, and we'll just take care of it for you. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, of course, you already know, or you may not know, but we come on 3 different places. We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube and Instagram as well. And you can pick any one of those sources, and no matter where you go around the world or across the country, we're right there with you. You can pick us up anywhere. We're global. And again, we thank you for being out there. And tell your friends and family about it. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook, take the opportunity right now to tag some of your friends that are on your account. Make sure that they know about us. When you tag them, the show will immediately come to us. They will come to us, because when you tag them, they'll see the notification right there, and they know it's from you. So they'll trust you, and they'll click onto that tag, and it brings them directly to us. They'll see you, me, and everyone else here that's involved in the show. And of course, if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, they can be involved with us just like you each and every week. Loyalty, loyal friends, and that's what we like around here. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, take the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's very, very simple. Just drag your mouse over there, that arrow pointing over there where it says subscribe, click onto it, and boom, 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 it'll happen. You're just a member just like that. It's that easy. There's no money involved in. You don't have to do anything or say anything, teacher's notes or anything like that. As long as you're over 18, it's okay. And so you subscribe to us, it'll give you a chance to know whenever we come on the air live, or if we so much as post a video, notification automatically pops up on your end, and you'll see it, and all you have to do is just click onto it, and it brings you directly to the YouTube channel. And for the rest of you guys who are watching us on Instagram, don't forget, you don't have to do anything special. All you have to do is just keep the word spreading amongst your friends, your family, your relatives, and let them know that we're on the air. And we really would appreciate that, because the more the merrier. Just bring them all in, let them know, and they could have fun just like us. So we want to say hello to all of you people who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's Friday. Yes, sir. Mickey Jones out there, coming out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He's watching us on Instagram. And thanks for reminding me. I haven't seen that, haven't heard you say that in a long time, but I'm glad you're doing it now. It is Friday. And the weekend is coming upon us, and there's a lot that you want to do. A lot of you people will take the whole weekend off. You don't have to work. Some of you don't have to work. Mickey, I know you don't have to work on the weekends, right? You're off on the weekends. And but those of you who have jobs and have to work on the weekends, just think of it this way. It's a job that somebody else wants and can't get. All right. And you have it. So thank God for a job. It's always a pleasure to work and make money and do whatever you have to do. And then when the weekend comes around, you can blow it all off any way you want. Well, you don't blow, bank some of it. That'd be smart too. Anyway, thank you so much for listening and watching. And those of you who are going to indulge in conversation, I would please, we'd love to hear from you. A lot of you don't. A lot of you just want to watch the show and not say anything. But if you incline to do so, even if it's just to say good morning, how are you? Of course, we'll entertain that and we'll mention you there. And if you so incline to talk, please, at the same time, give us your weather forecast wherever you are. What's it like in Raleigh, Mickey? Tell me, what's it like in Raleigh, the weather out? Because what we have here in New York is not bad for the beginning. But we'll talk more about that later, because I'm going to give you my weather forecast now. If you're somewhere in the New York vicinity of somewhere in New York, don't worry about the weather. I'll take care of that. But for the rest of you who are chiming in, watching around the world or across the country, and you want to come in and just give us, doesn't have to be a full-blown weather report, just something simple that we get an idea on what your weather is like compared to ours, because I like to compare notes. And that's not anything that's mandatory. It's just something that we like to ask you to do. And so that's what we have today. Now, in conjunction with all of that, later on in the show, not too far away in this particular hour, as a matter of fact, we're going to get Brian Camp along with us. We're going to link up with him. You'll see him on the screen as well if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube. But it won't be the same for Instagram. You won't be able to see him. You'll only be able to hear him. But he'll be linked up. And guess what? He's not coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina this week. He's coming out of the Dominican Republic this week. That's where he is right now. So hopefully the Wi-Fi is good. And he'll get in touch with us and he'll chime in. But we're going to stand by and see what happens. It's a faraway place, but we're going to try our best to. He was on with us last night on Talkback Live, so we're going to see how it works today. Technology has a way of doing what they want to do, right? It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's kind of moody. Sometimes the Wi-Fi works perfectly, and sometimes you get a little frozen figures and things like that. But we're going to see how that happens. Anyway, he'll be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And if you are watching right now, if you have any sports-related questions of any sort, he's the man to talk to when he comes in. You can ask him the questions as well, and he'll see you. If you're watching us on Instagram, again, you won't be able to see him, but you'll be able to hear him. And still, you can communicate. You can ask questions. And it's all right here. And later on in the program, as we move along too, we'll also see that we have those movies. Now, of course, the weekend is coming up once again, and you'll be doing a lot of things. One of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a long time. It may be one of those melancholy weekends that you want to say, hey, look, I just want to lay back and just forget about it and maybe just catch up on some movies. Well, I have some movies that I am going to present to you. I want to add to your bucket list of what to watch, and directly from Turner Classic Movies, those classic movies that you enjoy so much. I love classic movies, and I love to share them with you. So I have my picks of the week, and I'll share that with you all right throughout the show. When that time comes, anyway, that segment of the show comes around. Remember that all of the view and the opinions expressed on the show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So that all being said, and the formalities are out of the way, let's lift our glasses, our cups, or whatever it is, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. If you're on your coffee break time, you're at work, particularly you guys here on the East Coast where I am. If you happen to be on your coffee break, which is like right after 10 o'clock, that's usually right the coffee break time, right? You might want to take that coffee break and sit at your desk, enjoy the coffee there, sit at your desk and watch the show at the same time. And then when your coffee break is over, you'll still be at your desk. All you have to do is just go back to work and do what they call multitasking, right? So you can watch the show and work at the same time. And so all of that is in place. We thank you again for being along with us. And again, we're going to be here for a whole full hour. And we thank you so much for your patronage. Now, here we are. It's the 8th day of December, and it's the 2nd day of Hanukkah. So we want to wish everyone who's celebrating Hanukkah a happy Hanukkah to all of you out there. This is the 2nd day. And so we light up for the 2nd day. That's all here. And that leads us into other great holidays, which is coming up. This 8th day of Hanukkah. We've got the 7th day of Kwanzaa coming up around Christmas time. I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up too. And we'll be lighting candles for that and teaching and educating and everything. So that's coming up too. And then again, Christmas, and then you got New Year's coming up, and then that's when you see the light at the end of the tunnel. All of that holiday madness will be over. You're spending a lot of money at this time. And those of you who are not ready for the holiday season, well, ready or not, it's going to come. So do the best you can. If you have any shopping to do, this is the best time to do it. Get it out of the way, because these are the times when the prices, it's a rush thing. Everybody's just grabbing for one thing. I'm pretty sure at the end of the holiday, the following day, they'll have those stores will be open when those prices will be lower, and then you can buy other things or maybe return things. I don't know. But it's a hustle bustle. The holiday is a hustle bustle. That's one of the negative things about this holiday. It just gets so congested. You have foot congestion in the supermarkets, in the stores, all of the department stores, and everybody's fighting for sales and looking for sales and trying to do everything. But you know, who the smart people are, the people who shop in the month of July or something like they call that Christmas in July. And the people at that particular time, they do all of their shopping around that time. So when Christmas comes around, they have nothing to do or nothing to worry about. But then we're not all the same anyway. Some people like to do that, some don't. But it depends on how you budget your money, you know. But anyway, we look forward to all of those great holidays that are coming up, and I just can't wait. You know, they say, you know, it's not over, and they say I'm always glad to see it when it comes, and I am always glad to see it when it comes. But I am so happy when it's so over. You know, hustle bustle, and it affects people in a lot of different ways. So enjoy it, but enjoy it safely too. Also, we want to talk about what's happening in Las Vegas. Oh, there's so many things happening in Las Vegas. We got games out there. And plus, you heard about the mass shooting that takes place. Yes, those mass shootings continue. When you think it's over, it pops right back over. And the University of Nevada, which is a nice place over there, they had a shootout over there. Evidently, the shooter, who was a man or a woman, we don't know at this particular point, is deceased, and most likely it was self-inflicted. You know, when they do that, you ever notice that when they have those mass shootings, the gunmen or the gun woman, or however you want to phrase it, or the gun person winds up being dead from self-affliction? You know, it's the cowardly way out, but that's what they do sometimes. And I don't know. It's something that for some reason possessed them. What possessed a person to do that? To kill other people and then kill yourself? You know, I don't understand that. At any rate, the University of Nevada. So I guess they're a little calm now, but I can guarantee you, some of the kids who have left their homes for the very first time in their lives to be on their own at college, stay in the dorms, I'm pretty sure this is a frightening thing for them. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these kids are going to have to take therapy to kind of process all of these things that are happening to them, you know. But the University of Nevada, I visited there some years ago. It's a nice school, a nice school, and a nice area of Las Vegas. It's a nice place. But that just shows you the nicest places in the world could be attacked. You know, all of these safe havens, or were once safe havens, like schools and churches and synagogues and mosques. They're supposed to be safe havens, right? Schools, right? They're supposed to be safe havens, no more. You know, when you go to your local supermarket to do your shopping, for whenever you do it, you have to watch your back at all times. You don't know who's going to come in behind you, you know. And you've heard the stories about those. Those people have gotten shot in supermarkets, schools, synagogues, churches, mosques, all over the place. You know, things have changed. It's not like it used to be years ago. Years ago, it used to be a lot of things, a lot of safety. There were like a lot of safety zones. Because I can remember a time the country was so safe to the point where they used to have these underground bomb shells. So when you hear the sirens, now this is probably a lot way before a lot of you were born. You know, every so often you could hear the sirens on the street. But if you're in my age generation, you remember they used to have the siren, the air raid sirens, right? And you used to have to get off the street. And when you were in school, they used to have these drills for you where you have to be you have to go under your desk and cover your head with your jacket. Remember those days? They used to do that for safety measures. You know, it was a drill. And they used to have the fire drills. I don't know if they have the fire drills in school anymore. You know, a lot of things that they used to have to promote safety for the kids in schools. I don't think they no longer have those things. They no longer have them. But, you know, life rolls on. It just keeps on rolling, just like Old Man River, right? It just keeps rolling along. But we want to say to the people out in Nevada, and it's easier said than done, our prayers and sympathy, because like a lot of people, they say, you know, like prayers are not enough anymore. You know, you're not in our shoes. You don't know how it feels. And it's absolutely true, you know, but you get to the point sometimes where you really don't know what else to say. You know, like, for instance, if a friend of yours lost a loved one or something, or you go to them and you say, you know, I'm sorry, I sympathize, my sympathies, my condolences. That's all you can say, because there's nothing more to say. I'm not very good at that. Personally, I'm not very good at that. If I have a friend or another family member who lost someone in their life that was very important to them, and, you know, it's easy to say, you know, my sympathies or my condolences. It's easy to say that, but you don't know quite what the person or the people are going through in their time of grief, you know. So that's the only thing you can say. And some people just say nothing because they have nothing to say, you know. But again, we're still with you, Las Vegas. You know, that's my home away from home, Las Vegas, and so it concerns me. All of those things concern me. And again, I visit that institution. A very nice institution, University of Nevada, very nice institution. It's a quiet area, you know, it's laid back, but then again, Vegas is quiet once you get off that strip anyway. You know, you could hear a pin drop, especially on Sunday mornings, like it used to be here in New York. You used to hear a pin drop on Sunday mornings. Here in New York, you don't hear that anyway. You know, things just keep on moving, never stops, just keep on going. Anyway, if you're just watching us or just chiming in with us, name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and I am with you until the top of the hour. I want to also remind you that you can get those flu shots. Now, I don't really want to mention the flu shots anymore because we're in the flu season right now. You should have had that a long time ago. So I hope you had the foresight enough to see that it's very important to do that. But what I will say is that it's a good thing to know that you still have an updated version of the COVID-19 test, which everyone should take. Everyone is not going to take it, I'm sure, but I think you should. You know, it's available right now, along with the flu shot. If you haven't taken that yet, I think the flu shot is still available, you know, for people who just, you know, lag behind. And this is the time to do it because now the weather is changing. It's getting colder. And so there you go. So we want to remind you about that you can go for your appointment, and once you make the appointment, keep the appointment, you know, and just go there. And sometimes you can make the appointment on the premises, or sometimes you have to do it online, however you do it. And then in some cases, depending on where you live, you may be able to just go right in there directly without any appointment at all and just take it. But however you can do it, or whatever it takes, or however you want to do it, make sure that you do it. And if you have to make the appointment, keep the appointment. It's very important to me, and it should be to you. Okay. All right. It's time right now. We're going to go over, I was going to say Charlotte, North Carolina, but we're going to go to the Dominican Republic because that's where Brian is. And we're going to see, hopefully, the Wi-Fi is better than it was with us. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports. A wonderful background there. It looks good. So how's it going in Dominican Republic?
The Dominican Republic is right now doing very well. It's very breezy, but it's a hot 82 degrees going up to 86 today. But it's a nice, I got the pool next to me. I got the nice people here. Just finished having breakfast. Actually, it's exactly 11:21 here in the Dominican Republic because it's an hour ahead. Why is that? I have no idea, but that's how it is. I know from North Carolina, you have different time zones.
Yeah.
From leaving North Carolina and going into the Dominican Republic. I think a couple of states are like that right now. But very nice. This is the last second trip that that me and my wife decided to make. Just enjoying the time that we share together. Last night we had a blast. My wife was singing karaoke, and she was singing Tennessee Whiskey. I only recently just heard. She's much younger than me, but she knows more about singing and songs than I do. And but she wanted to sing that because the atmosphere. The reason why she chose that song is the atmosphere was doing a lot of country and western songs. You know, of course they had to sing "Sweet Carolina." You know, they were doing all of that and everything. So I was there. I was just a photographer and a videographer for her when she was singing. So it was nice. Very, very pleasant.
A country, I love those country places. Do they have the electronic bowl that you can ride? They have that there?
They have, yeah, they have everything. I mean, they have everything. It's no different because, you know, it's, even though it's in the Dominican Republic, it's Spanish speaking,
Yeah.
but they cater to a lot of American stuff, you know, American things, you know.
Yeah.
It's all people all over the world here and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the next time you go to a country place or a country bar or something, like, wear a cowboy hat just for the kill.
well, you know, I tell you, I was wearing my jerseys. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I collect jerseys in various sports. So each jersey I wore this week was a Jim Brown jersey, a Jackie Robinson jersey, a Willie Mays jersey.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, they all say, "Wow, I love your collection and everything." I said, "Well, that's just me. I just love sports, you know.
Yeah.
I love sports and I just love having to wear it and everything." But very, very nice out here. I hope that it continues to be. I'll be back in the States, be back in Charlotte, hopefully by Tuesday morning. Monday night, late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, I should be back.
How long is the flight though, to and fro?
You know, that's hard to tell because our flight was a connecting flight. If it was a direct flight, I'm just assuming 3.5 to maybe 4 hours, depending on what part of the islands you're from. I know from New York. I know from New York it's usually 4 hours because it's right off. It's right off of Florida. You know.
No, I know because I know from New York to Puerto Rico is a 3 hour flight. I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. But good morning to you all, whoever's out there, globally, and anybody listening out here in the Dominican Republic. I greet you all. Good morning. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. We say good morning. In sports, yeah, the Final Four in college football is all set. It's all set. Coming up in January is Alabama. Alabama, who snuck in there by beating Georgia, uh, will be facing the number one ranked team, the Michigan Wolverines. I believe it's January 1st on ESPN. And the second half of that doubleheader would be number 3 Texas. They'll be going against number 2 Washington. That's going to be at 8:45 p.m. on ESPN. So the college football set. We're all ready for that. I think then the winner of those 2 games will meet for the national championship. This day in sports, December 8th, 1955, Brooklyn Dodger catcher Roy Campanella wins his 3rd MVP award. President Eisenhower watches the Test cricket versus Pakistan versus Australia. He was a big cricket fan. In 1960, Major League Baseball expansion, the LA Angels, the Los Angeles Angels, signed a 4-year lease to play their home games at Dodger Stadium. 1988, the New York Knicks set an NBA record of 11 three-pointers, shot three-pointers. That's been broken. I'm pretty sure that's been broken because this is now, the NBA is now is a shooting point or shooting three-point league now where everything they hoist up is from long distance. 2011, the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association reached an agreement to end a 161-day lockout. And they only played they missed 16 games due to that, but they did resume the season right after that. In 2022, WNBA Brittany Griner recently, as you know, was released by Russian authorities for bringing illegal or trying to take out illegal substance out of the country. Birthdays today. Bertie Pacheco, was born in Tampa, Florida. 1953. Happy birthday to Roy Firestone. Yes. Yes. Born in Miami, Florida. Happy birthday, he was born in 1967, Jeff George. NFL quarterback was born in Indianapolis. NFL quarterback was born in Decatur, Alabama. 85. NBA center was born in Atlanta, Georgia. So we say happy birthday to them. And whoever else have birthdays today, we wish you happy birthday. And yesterday, yes, I spoke to you last night about this. This is a very special thing that I have about World War II. Even though I wasn't born in World War II, I know that 9/11, they get a lot of time where we spend a lot of time on 9/11 where we lost a lot of people, and deservingly so. But also, let's not forget Pearl Harbor was attacked December 7th. It was the 82nd anniversary of being attacked by Japanese forces, and we lost a lot of American soldiers. We lost a lot of people, period. But we want to recognize Pearl Harbor as well, too. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a nice, clear, tropical island day here in the Dominican Republic.
And that was 82 years ago, yesterday.
The bond. 2 years old, yeah.
Years, time goes by pretty quick. Of course,
but I tell you, if you ever go to Hawaii, anytime, you have to go by the site where Pearl Harbor was attacked. It's a great tour. I learned more about Pearl Harbor on that day when I went a couple years ago than I did in my entire life because there's so much detail. There's bodies still in the harbor. A lot of the people, I don't know how many survivors are still left in the world, but when they did die, they wanted to be buried with their brethren, and that's very. It's an eerie feeling. You can see some of the oil still leaking out of these ships that were sank. So you get a chance, pay a visit.
Hmm. All of those historical things that they talk about, like Pearl Harbor, and then, they talk about the Titanic, which they have leftover debris still around and people still trying to explore it and visit and hopefully get a glimpse of what was left of everything. I wasn't there in 1941, but that's a date that sticks in everyone's mind and in history. You don't even have to know history, but one thing everyone knows that particular day. You don't even have to you don't have to be born. I mean,
Right.
kids that'll be coming up, providing they're allowed to read books these days. But that's another show. But the people are coming up. The kids that are coming up, they're gonna know about what happened back then.
Yeah, but the thing is, what they teach you in school, it's not really is the full impact of what really happened. You have to be there on the site to get all the information. They show you, it's a whole section of where they show you the peace treaty. President MacArthur signed the peace treaty along with other American diplomats that was there, and there was the Japanese diplomats that was on the other side, agreeing that we will end this war. It was a bloody war, as well as but just incredible. I just love history,
Yeah,
love history.
I do too, and whenever I don't know, thank God you can Google it now. It seems to me, the library used to be a place to hang out. When I was a kid, the library was a place to hang out. Technology rolled in, people don't go to libraries anymore. As a matter of fact, they're shutting down a lot of libraries. I don't know if you know that.
Well, everything is Google. You can Google everything, and it's right there for you. So I want to bring up one more point before I go. I was watching it on the news this morning. A lady is trying to burn down the house of the birth house of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Atlanta, Georgia. Some heroic people did come and stop her. As you know, the house that Dr. King lived for the first 12 years is it's like a museum where you can actually go in the house. They stopped her just in time. She was pouring gasoline on the front lawn, and then sad. It's really sad and everything, but this is where we are today. So let's be mindful that more history. That's a place where people go as a tourist place.
I just don't know. I just don't understand the mindset of people these days. It just like every time you turn on the news, there's something going on that doesn't even make a lot of sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people, I'll say it quick because I'll probably say it later in the show. We go out and vote 2024. Think, and think hard. Do you want a democracy?
Very hard.
Democracy? I want to keep democracy.
Yes.
Freedom for all.
Yes. Absolutely.
But if you want the alternative, believe me when I tell you, you're going to go down with that. It's down with the tyrants.
Right. Exactly. You're right.
Anyway, listen, continue to enjoy. We'll catch you back here. You'll be back in the States by next week when we do the Talk Back Live. So I guess we'll see you then.
Yes, excuse me a second. Waiter, can I get a pina colada? No alcohol. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now, what kind of vacation is that?
I got to do it for medical reasons. Medical reasons.
Well, you know something. Let me tell you something. Speaking of medical reasons, yeah, I saw something on a video, and maybe you saw it when you fish through YouTube. They have all different kinds of videos and things like that. I don't know if you've seen it. Dr. Oz got beat up on the air. I don't know if you've seen the video. It's floating around the
No, I
video.
did not.
Yeah, Dr. Oz got beat up on the air by a medical some medical scientist or something, because Dr. Oz, and I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, but he came up with the so-called solution of this I guess this medicine, vitamins, or whatever it is he's selling that cures what is it? Not high blood pressure, but diabetes. And
Wow.
at the end of the video, they had people testifying, "Oh, I've taken this, and I'm no longer a diabetic, and my blood count went down to a certain number, and you know." But anyway, he got beat up for that, and the reason why he got beat up for that is because the doctors, I'm talking about legitimate doctors, they don't always, bless them, man, thank God for doctors, but they don't always tell you everything, you know.
No, they don't.
They don't always tell you everything, things that would be better off than taking medications. A lot of us are taking medications when we really don't have to, you know. But Dr. got beat up because he came out with this solution, and of course the medical scientist or whoever he was, you know, that was his cue to beat him up, because that's losing money for the medical people, you know. And he had this black eye. I don't know if it was staged or not, but he claimed he came out with this cure for diabetes. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, that's another show anyway. Anyway, I guess we'll catch you back here next Thursday on Talk Back.
Yeah, see you next Thursday, God's willing. Everybody say a prayer for me and my wife as we return back home safely.
Okay, you take care of yourself. Have a good weekend too.
Take care.
Okay, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. He's here each week at this time. This time he came from the Dominican Republic. And of course, you know, you're in a faraway place like that, and sometimes the Wi-Fi is not as good. You could hear his voice breaking up. It was muddy, but we kind of got the gist of it, of everything. And that happens. But again, no matter where you go, that's where we are. No matter where you go, where you are, we're right there with you, because we're all over the place. We're global. And that's the good thing about technology today. You can go anywhere in the whole wide world. It's like Brian did his show. He usually does it from Charlotte, but he out in the Dominican Republic, so he's far, far away, but still able to contact and do his sport. So we thank him for that. And we thank the rest of you for being here. And if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. We get together each week and we sit back and we have some coffee and we talk issues. And if there's issues that you have in mind, something that you have in mind that you want to talk about, please feel free. You know, we would love to hear from you. And if you're going to join in conversation, I want to ask you once again, please give us your weather forecast wherever you are. It doesn't have to be full blown, but let us know where you are as far as your weather forecast, because, you know, we like to compare the notes. That's what we do. We like to compare the notes and compare our weather with your weather, whether you're in a different part of the country or a different part of the world. We like to compare our weather forecast. So give us your weather forecast. But if you're in the vicinity of New York and New York City, don't have to worry about, because I will take care of that. And I'm going to do that right now, as a matter of fact. But we have here in New York City, this is for New Yorkers only, we have 45 degrees. That's what we have presently. We still have that chill in the air. It's going to continue to be warm, a little chilly, but that's to be expected. Now, I mentioned earlier that the beginning of the weekend, the weather is okay, but this is how it goes, as we gradually decline as we move along. So right now we have sunny skies in and out right now, sun and clouds mixed together. We'll have a high around 48 degrees. Winds will be lightly variable. That's for today. For tonight, we have a few passing clouds, otherwise generally clear. And we'll have areas of patchy fog developing. We'll have a low around 42 degrees and winds will be light and variable. We move along and we see that Saturday, areas of patchy fog early, some sun in the morning with increasing clouds during the afternoon. We'll have a high 56 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. Saturday night, if you're going out, we have mainly cloudy skies, areas of patchy fog developing, low around 45 degrees, and winds will be light and variable, right? You say, hey, that's not bad, right? That's what you say. You say, that's not bad at all. You don't have to take an umbrella at that particular point. But as we get ready to wrap up our weekend and head for Sunday, you're gonna really need it. Showers early, becoming steady rain late in the day. We'll have a high 62. Winds will be south at 5 to 25 miles per hour. Gusty winds there, and chance of rain will be 80%. Rainfall near a quarter of an inch. So that's when you get the soaker. The soaker comes on Sunday. So be prepared for that. You don't have to use an umbrella up until that time. Make sure if you're going out Sunday morning to church or whatever you do on Sundays, anything that has to do with outdoors, make sure that you have the equipment with you and to make sure that you stay nice and dry. But it's going to take the galoshes too. And anything that will keep you dry, because it's going to be a soaking rain by the time the middle of the day and the evening of Sunday. It'll be like they expect local flooding in certain areas of New York City. But that's where we are right now. That's our weather forecast. And as I said, we have 45 degrees and we have peekaboo sunshine at the moment. So that's our weather forecast. And again, if you're coming in to talk to us too as well, give us your weather forecast. We would love to hear from you. You know, no matter where you are, we hear from people from North Carolina, South Carolina, people from I've heard from a lot of people. They don't talk a lot with us. You just hear them. I get feedback from them later on, said, I heard the show, I watched the show, but I didn't say anything, you know. People coming out of England, you know, in the UK. And I was pretty lucky having people follow me from the UK because when I had my radio show, it was, of course, global too. And I was at a couple of UK radio stations, you know, directly out of UK, you know, so, and that's, but I'm always glad to hear from you. And no matter where you're coming from, no matter where the wind takes you, it breezes you back over here. We'd love to hear from you. And keep in mind that you're always welcome here each week as we get together and have a little fun and, you know, enjoy each other. Okay, well, again, the coffee hour rolls on, and in the entertainment industry this week, here we go. Writer, producer, developer Norman Lear, who revolutionized American comedy with such daring, immensely popular early 70s sitcoms as All in the Family and Sanford and Son did that too. He died Tuesday. He died at his home in Los Angeles, California, of natural causes. A private service for the immediate family will be held in coming days. Norman Lear was 101 years old. Actress Susan Sarandon has addressed her controversial comments about the Gaza conflict at a recent rally in New York. She made a comment in front of a large crowd. She said, there are a lot of people that are afraid of being Jewish at this time and are getting a taste of what it feels like to be a Muslim in this country. She since apologized for that, but was dropped from her talent agency. Rapper Daddy Yankee is officially retiring from the reggaeton to devote his life to his religious faith after ending a farewell tour in Puerto Rico. And he made the announcement in a large, lengthy speech following a large performance of his global hit Gasolina. Remember that, Gasolina? A song that marked the beginning of the globalization of reggaeton and catapulted him into mainstream success back in 2004. Alicia Keys' musical Hell's Kitchen is heading to Broadway in the spring, and the musical, which features Music and lyrics by Keys and a book by Christopher Diaz made its world premiere at a public theater on October 24th and is currently running there right through January 14th. Hell's Kitchen will transfer to the Schubert Theater on Broadway with previews starting March 28th and opening night on April 20th. Actor Michael B. Jordan is uninjured, of course, thank God for that, after his involvement in a car accident in Los Angeles over the last weekend. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed that the car hit a parked vehicle just past 11:30 p.m. local time in Hollywood, California on Saturday night. That was last Saturday night. And though police did not confirm the identities of anyone involved in the collision, the actor was behind the wheel of the car that collided with the parked vehicle. No one was arrested related to the collision, and there were no other injuries reported as well or reported associated with the incident. Birthdays this week. Rapper, singer Nicki Minaj is 41 years old today. The late Sinead O'Connor, the folk singer, would have been 57 years old. She passed away recently, as you already know. Comedian Sam Kinison would have been 70 years old. Actress Kim Basinger is 70 years old as well. Craig Allman of the Allman Brothers would have been 76. Jim Morrison of the Doors would have been 80 years old. R&B singer Jerry Butler is 83. He's the Iceman that cometh. And let's see, the following no longer here with us as well. Comedian Flip Wilson would have been 90. Sammy Davis Jr. would have been 98. Jazz organist Jimmy Smith would have been 98 as well. And actor Lee J. Cobb would have been 112 years old. So those are the birthdays today. Happy birthday, one and all, alive and well. And those who have no longer been with us, we salute them. And those of you who may be celebrating a birthday this week, anytime this week, and maybe even today, talk about it. You can let us know right now. You can let us know right now. We will acknowledge you. If not, you can always get in touch with me and let us know in advance that you have one coming up. So we'll be ready for it. Just in case you're not here with us to announce it, we can still announce it anyway. And you can do that by contacting me by two sources. I have an email address and a telephone number. Let me give you the email address first, and I'll give you the telephone number afterwards. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. The telephone number, well, let me first of all say that Frank Allan, Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N, because that's the correct spelling. If you spell it any other way, you won't get through. Prod is P-R-O-D, that's short for production. frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, when you call us, you can call us for various reasons, such as saying that I watched the show and I have ideas for the show that you may not have. We look into that as well. You may want to critique the show, which is fine with us because we love criticism because of the fact that it helps us out, letting us know how you feel, and we'd like to hear it. You know, it's just like when you see a person, they criticize themselves, but they actually look better than what they think they look. It's because we see you better than you see yourselves. So you see me better than I see myself, or you hear me better than I hear myself. So you have the upper hand just to let me know what you hear, what you see, you know. Maybe I wasn't aware of it. But anyway, the whole thing is that you keep all of that information because from time to time, you might want to contact me for that, or you just want to say hi. Even if it's just to say hi, that's okay too. But always keep that information available. And you can contact for us for any reason. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, which means we never sleep. At least some of us don't. So let me give you that email address once again. It's frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900. The extension is 467-134. 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. I'm always looking forward to hearing from you guys. Okay. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. Of course, those of you who are here for the first time, we're here each week at this time, and we invite you to be part of us. Tell your family and friends, and don't forget, you know, with the little bit of time we have left, which is not a lot, take that little time right now and tag your friends and bring them in so they can catch at least the last 10 minutes of this show. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, maybe they'll come back again and again. And those of you, again, who are watching us on YouTube, you know, the YouTube watchers, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just take that mouse, drag it over there where it says subscribe, that arrow, point there and click it on, and it's right there. You don't have to have any kind of union card or any kind of membership. Your own membership is what you make it. Just come right on in. But we want you to subscribe to us, because every time we come on the air live or post a video, you will get instant notification that reminds you that we're doing something. We're active there, and you can go right there. And once you click onto that notification, it takes you right there to the YouTube channel. And for the rest of you guys who are watching us at Instagram, keep the word going. Tell your family and friends that we're on the air each week at this time, and we want to make sure they be part of us just like you. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Again, it's the coffee hour, so excuse me again while I shoot up. Oh boy, it's been quite a week. George Santos, as you already know, is ousted now from his position that he once had here in New York. He's gone. And so we don't know. I'm pretty sure he's going to pursue something, maybe not in politics or something else. Maybe he's going to do something else. But you know, he saw it coming. We all saw it coming. You know, Mr. Botox, I call him, right? But we all saw it coming after everything that he lied about, and you know, the money that he spent that he wasn't supposed to be spending, money that he took out of it from his own campaign funds and things like that. You know, those things, that's a no-no. You can't do that. But he saw it coming, because when he was in the courtroom that day, he had his coat on, ready to walk out the door, right? And he knew it was coming. And when they made the announcement, all he had to do was walk out. And then he walked out into a sea of reporters, which a lot of times he liked to stop and he talked to reporters. Only that particular time, he didn't talk to reporters. He just kept on going, kept on moving, and got into his car and drove away. So we'll see what happens. So they said good riddance to George Santos. Excuse me. Said good riddance to him. We're also going to say good riddance to Kevin McCarthy, because he decided that he was just going to pack up. Because walking through the hallways, his colleagues, you know, they gave him a cold shoulder and he felt uncomfortable. So he said, well, I might as well just pack up all of my stuff and just move on. He made the announcement just yesterday or the day before, saying that he is going to pursue another avenue. What that avenue was, he never mentioned. We don't know if it's another avenue in politics, maybe another avenue someplace else. Maybe he's going to open his own fish fry joint, you know, his own fish and chip joints. We don't know. You don't know. You take different avenues. You move on and you do things. It's just like people move out of TV and they sell cars, or they sell whatever, you know. They just move on to different areas. So maybe the idea of being in politics no longer is inexistent in his mind. We don't know. We'll have to see what he's going to do, but he's gone too. Also, I would like to mention that I saw that debate coming. I didn't want to watch it in the beginning because I knew what was going to happen, and what I knew was going to happen is exactly what happened. It was whole chaos. They narrowed it down. They were down to 4 people now, 4 contestants for the running of the president of the United States. And that was Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, and Vivek Ramaswamy. Those were the 4 left. And I don't know what to say. The only people, or the only person that was able or was willing to call out call out Donald Trump more is because it was Chris Christie. He was the only one, as he referred to Donald Trump more as a coward, and the coward that he is because he didn't show up for this last debate. And this is the last debate, so they showed up for that. So we don't have to worry about any more debates anymore. However, there may be some coming up, for later on the other side of it all. But we have a lot of time before election day comes up. And as I mentioned to Brian too, when he was here, we have to go to the polls. When we go to the polls, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, is to think. All right. I'm interested in democracy, keeping democracy. But if we let this scumbag come back and do what he tried to do before, he claims that he wants to be a dictator for one day. And after one day, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Who's kidding who? When you're a dictator for one day, you're going to be a dictator for day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. As a matter of fact, his goal is just to stay in office and never leave, stay there forever, for the rest of his life, for the rest of his miserable days. He wants to do that. A lot of people I hear, they said, for instance, I was watching an interview with Barbara Streisand one time, and she was asked, if this guy becomes president, what would you do? And she would say, I'm moving out of the country. Well, I want to say to Barbara Streisand, if she's listening, or if this gets back there, don't move out of the country. Stay where you are. You're needed here. We love you here. We want you here. We love your music, and you are a staple here. You are a strong Brooklyn woman, just like I'm a strong Brooklyn guy. Me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving anywhere. We're staying right here, and we're going to fight this guy. And we're going to, as a matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make him so exhausted. We're going to exhaust him. We're going to make his life miserable. We all know that he's physically screwed up anyway, right? So he has no stamina anymore. He lost his mind. He thinks he's running against Obama. He thinks we're headed for World War II. He's not ready for this. He wasn't even ready for it the first time. But he's thinking all of that. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay and fight this guy. Barbara Streisand, you should stay and fight this guy. Exhaust him, make him, just put him out of his misery. And he's got to go. And so we're going to get rid of him. And the way to get rid of him is at the polls on the 5th of November. The 5th of November, 2024. Go to the polls, and we're going to get rid of him. And those of you who are under the sound of my voice, who are a follower, well, and you don't like what I'm saying, well, I don't know what to tell you, and as much as you want him to stay, the rest of us want him to go, and he is going to go, and we're going to make sure that. Liz Cheney, thumbs up to you. Okay. Hey, I got those movies I wanted to tell you about. And I'm going to tell you about it quick because we're running out of time. But it's movies that are addition to maybe what you want to watch this weekend. I just want to add on to your bucket list of what to watch. So I have these movies, the following movies. Here's one, Royal Wedding, back in 1951 with Fred Astaire, Jane Powell, and Peter Lawford. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's on Saturday at 12 p.m. And you could watch that in its entirety. That's coming on then. Then we have The Night of the Hunter from 1955 with Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, and Lillian Gish. That's on Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And finally, one of my all-time favorites, Pride of the Yankees from 1942 with Gary Cooper, Teresa Wright, and Walter Brennan. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. If you don't get a chance to watch these movies in real time, you could DVR them and watch them later. Go on Turner Classic Movies. There may be other movies that I didn't mention. They may be to your liking, and you can watch those two in real time as well. Or again, DVR them. And of course, while you're on demand, there are a lot of great movies there that you could watch, free movies, pay-per-view movies. and a lot of sporting events and children's programs, documentaries. They're all right there. So do that. So here we go. Let me tell you about these movies once again, so you'll know about them. We hope that you watch them. We have The Royal Wedding with Fred Astaire, Jane Powell, and Peter Lawford, Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. The Night of the Hunter with Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, and Lillian Gish. That's Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. The Pride of the Yankees with Gary Cooper, Teresa Wright, and Walter Brennan, Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And I hope you get a chance to watch these movies, particularly in real time. That's going to wrap it up for me. I'm going to go, and I will be back on next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me as well. He'll be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And I hope you will be here too. If not, join me back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour with Brian Camp with sports and the whole 9 yards. So we look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.